How are you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So, oh man, we've got to talk about this. So, as of recently, Red Dead Redemption should have been an exciting time for the fans to dive into the world of Western, like Cowboys era that genuinely was a treat back in 2010 when it first initially released. But now after, well, when we found out everything that it has included and how much also it costs and how much debacle everything is going through, well, there's just one after another of problems that many people are just cannot ignore. I am, of course, one of them included. So I will not be lying to you saying that I was not excited for this, because mind you, I'm very excited for Red Dead Redemption. I want to replay it. I'm genuinely am looking forward to it. But not what we've got, not what this port is, including that it's $50. It's just ridiculous. Now, of course, this just confirms the first things first, right? Where is the direction that Rockstar or Take-Two wants to go with this, right? Maybe they just simply want to release ports first, such as Red Dead Redemption, and then in the future Grand Theft Auto 4. It's just ports, okay? That will be available on PlayStation 4 first. They're not gonna bother with the PlayStation 5. That's not a question, like what in the world is going on there? And so perhaps in the far future, maybe with the time when, I don't know, PlayStation 6 comes out, they will finally be able to or would like to do a remaster for Red Dead Redemption, remaster for Grand Theft Auto 4. But obviously this means that they're just gonna keep on squeezing and squeezing consumers so they can actually gain the most, well, funds, money, obviously. And of course, it is our fault that we had our expectations a little bit too high, that's true. But also, with the past experiences that Rockstar and Take-Two has done, well, our expectations were relatively low, at least mine were. But holy shit. After this reveal, I had no idea it could go even lower. That's genuinely insane. Now, first of all, this is no remaster, this is no remake. It's simple as a port. But that would have been fine if there would have been something included with it, or perhaps some kind of fixes, or at least some sort of an improvements. Now, I do want to mention that there seems like, and it's just a possibility, but because I've been looking with the comparisons between the trailers and gameplays, screenshots that they have also revealed, and just comparing them both, right? And it seems like there's some sort of improvements are present here, but I don't believe it was done due to the development. I think it was done, well, because of the consoles, because of the newer hardware. And also, it seems like there's some kind of improvements in terms of the lighting, but also it could be possible during that when they were making this trailer, they decided on it during the time and day when they wanted to showcase this lighting, where the sun is placed and where the lighting is placed as well. So that's also a possibility why it seems like, and I say very cautiously, seems like that has been improved upon. And again, I kind of don't really see much of improvements, if at all. But again, I'm very skeptical to say if there was some sort of improvements, because I'm obviously not an expert. I'm genuinely curious to see from Digital Foundry how they will have their 2 cents on this. I'm genuinely interested. Now another thing, and this is more of an assumption, I don't believe this was a confirmation, at least not yet, but it seems like there's going to be no DualSense features, or at least possibly there will not be, since obviously this does not support the PlayStation 5 console, because you can play through the, well, backwards compatibility. Now, seems like there will be no 60 FPS. This I looked up, and I have found no confirmation regarding that this is 30 FPS or 60 FPS. This is once again speculation, and we have to take everything from Rockstar in terms of the confirmation. A lot of people, even though they're quite, well, reliable in terms of the sources that we can trust, well, even if they say that there's no 60 FPS, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a confirmation, of course. I mean, it makes sense, right? But still, there's another thing that's just genuinely is a concern. Well, maybe not for some people, but to some it is a concern that there will be no multiplayer in here. And I'm sure a lot of people will be very, disappointed by this and to hear this news. And I personally am not really much going towards the Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer, the first Red Dead Redemption, but yet also it sucks. It does suck, because now, since this is a $50 on Switch and PlayStation 4. Seems like it has no improvements, no changes, and in fact has less content, and there's no native port towards the PlayStation 5. It's just the question is, what was the point of this, right? Now, and here's the thing, like I've mentioned, Xbox, right, they're not getting this at all. So they already actually have Red Dead Redemption, but due to the backwards compatibility. Now, even though it only supports 30 FPS, there's no 60 FPS on that, but it costs less and there's more content because it does include a multiplayer, but it costs $30. And that's just the thing. I think they need to go lower in the price for this port. They need to reduce from 50 to 30 maximum. Also, where the hell is the PC port? What? Did I forget? What is going on with that? Where's the PC port for this game? It's just cool. What is going on there? Okay, of course, not everything is super bad news in terms of the information, right? Thankfully, we will able to play this game on our current modern PlayStation consoles, the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, because like we had no possibility of playing this game at all. Because PlayStation 3 games you cannot really play on your PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 unless if you're streaming. But again, you won't have a native gameplay instead of streaming capabilities, right? And as such, that's I think good news, maybe. But again, $50, is it truly going to be good news? And of course, another additional good news that it will include Undead Nightmare. Thank God. You know, there's another thing that I'm noticing a lot of people are mentioning in Twitter, well, or X at this point it should be called, right? And that Take-Two CEO in 2021 mentioned that they're all about remasters and, well, not so much in terms of the ports, because they want to do more than just simple of a port. Well, that seems to be a complete lie. And it's going to be interesting to find out because today, a little bit later today, there will be a quarterly earnings results for Q1 2024. So this should be interesting to hear what they've got to say. But also, I'm not really expecting much. Of course, we cannot forget that with the past, well, and recent reputation and titles that Rockstar, Take-Two have been doing, such as like Grand Theft Auto Online paywalls of tons of content, moving tons of content, such as like about like 180 something cars behind a paywall as well. That's just ridiculous. Last update was poorly received as well. Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy Definitive Edition debacle, how much problems it had. The death of Red Dead Online since last year with no new content drops at all. And then we got also that issue with a very underwhelming Grand Theft Auto 5 expanded and enhanced. And now we're having this situation with the $50 Red Dead Redemption port that has no improvements. Like, what's going on here? This is the reason why I said in the last video that do not pre-order or do not buy this game as of yet. Wait until the release of this game on the 17th of August. Check out the reliable reviewers and see what they say about this game. And in this case, if you think it's going to be worth your money, maybe you're a big fan of the series or in general of Red Dead Redemption, then yeah, take a look at the reviewers. If they say it's a good report, then perhaps you can consider picking it up if you were like really looking forward to it. But again, the best thing to do, and genuinely is the smart thing to do, is not buying this game at all. And in fact, if more people do not buy this port, and less the sales will result due to this means that even by Black Friday, we're gonna actually see a steep sale, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great because like not many people, and many people do not want this to continue, keep on happening. But unfortunately, you'd be surprised how many people out there that genuinely do not care and they're just simply gonna order this as soon as possible. And they're not gonna pay attention to reviewers because they are not gonna care about this sort of stuff. And because of this, Rockstar, Take-Two are thriving on this, and it absolutely sucks. Anyway guys, that's all I wanted to mention. I wanted to kind of summarize all the good, maybe a little bit of bad, well, of course, in this situation, the majority is the bad parts about it. Oh man, Rockstar, Take-Two, you seriously gotta change your move with the situation. Now everybody, including myself, are very worried about Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, my expectations were already low, but now they're getting even lower. And yet they can always say and defend themselves like this. It's because we have outsourced our games to do ports and remakes or remasters to different developers. So they're gonna shift all the blame on them, but not on themselves. But again, like I have stated, what about Grand Theft Auto Online? What about Grand Theft Auto 5 Expanded and Enhanced Edition? Like, what about these games? That was done by Rockstar, and that was a pure disappointment. What about choosing the $50 port of the Red Dead Redemption? That's their decision. It was not the developers who made this, right? And it's just, you can clearly see and you can easily state that is a lot of this decision made was Take-Two and Rockstar. They are the ones to fault in this situation. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to mention. Like and subscribe. See you guys all later and have a wonderful day.